FPSA pays with the support of the administration of the Khartoum University the whole registration fees, the transport fees, and نثرية, pocket money for the like internal transportation, internal accommodation, anything that official delegates need. However, if there are regular delegates, they will have to split the fees with FPSA and also their other resources of income.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list ASEP Switzerland.
Valentine, ASEP Switzerland. First of all, very thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. Sorry. We had a question regarding SEP. You mentioned that now the situation in your country is stable. However, if something will emerge again, most likely companies won't be offering job spots. So do you have a strategy on how to continue SEP without having potential job spots? Thanks.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer the question?
Yes, FPSA would never, in a million years, compromise the safety of even FPSA members, let alone incoming students from the outside. So if this had the situation ever become less stable than it is now, we will not be accepting incoming students from the outside. Virtual SEP is a very good choice in that case.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list BPSA.
Patrick Kerr, BPSA UK. Just in relation, first of all, thanks for your presentation. It was really well put together. Just with the slide on the student exchange program, you mentioned that you hosted a UK student. Could you just provide us with information on the year that that SEB took place, as we're just not aware of it over the past 2 mandates? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer the question?
I believe it was 2018, and it was one incoming student.
Thank you for the answer. Any new comment? We have a comment from an observer. Can we move the mic to the observer that requested? The new comment, it's over there.
So I'm asking about Hadi MSA SPSA from Egypt. Do you hear?
Louder, please.
Basically, I was just asking about the situation of other associations in Sudan. Basically, like I think there is another association from Sudan that's a full member. So basically,
yeah, we can hear you until please.
So can you hear me now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Basically, there is another association from Sudan, and I want to ask if there is there's some sort of collaboration, or have you tried to do a collaboration with them? And if you have talked to them, what was the response, and how did you manage to do that?
Just please repeat your name and your association.
I'm Hadi. I'm from MSA SPSA. It's an association that will have another motion after this one.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. Can the applicant answer the question?
Thank you. The other Sudanese association in official relation with the IPSF is SPSF, and it represents university students in other university other than University of Khartoum, which is what FPSA represents. And we have like a collaborative relationship, like we collaborate on projects together. We even on this travel to the GA, we were like in direct contact, and I don't know if that answers your question or not. Does that answer your question?
We have another comment from the observers.
I'm just asking, how did you approach them? How do you did
Could
you
please
manage to
make it
talk
louder?
to them?
We do not listen.
Did you manage to talk to them? Did you approach someone from them? Do you have like a specific protocol of like collaboration? Why are you not like the same association? Why do you have like separate associations?
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer the question?
Yes, thank you. I understand now. So FPSA was the first representative body for pharmacy students in Sudan, and SPSF at that time was not yet formed. So as FPSA contacted IPSF, and we had a member in association, and then after a couple of years we applied for full membership, and then we became full members. and SPSF still wasn't in contact with IPSF. But when SPSF became member in association with the IPSF because it represents the largest number of pharmacy students, they are now the full members, and now FPSA is a member in association.
Thank you for the answers. Any new comments? Another one for those servers?
Is there anyone from SPSA that can like explain how do they do this sort of
We cannot
collaboration?
hear you. Yeah.
Is there anyone from SPSA that can confirm like how do you do collaborate in the situation from their side?
We don't have any representatives from SPSA. Point of information by IPSF Exco.
Okay, we have one ex-member of SPSF Sudan here, but we ex-president of SPSF Sudan here, but we don't have any regular delegates or official delegates from SPSF Sudan. I don't know if Faisal would want to raise a comment. If you want to, you can always do so. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Faisal Ahmed, SPSF Sudan. I would like to say we were working collaboratively after we had the full membership, and we were supporting FPSA in all the projects and so on, even in their application for this mandate. We are fully supporting them, and we were always supporting. We have no problem to have like their membership in IPSF.
Okay. Any new comment? Any other? Do you have any other? No. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Do you have procedural motion? But we don't have nothing in the list. If your procedural motion is to close the floor. Okay. Thank you. So, seeing no new comments, I would like to close the floor for discussion. Thank you to the Sudan representatives for your presentation. Now we can move on the next application. Okay, we can stay here now. Okay, we are going to move to motion number 18. This is the 68 IPSF General Assembly accepts GPSA's United Arab Emirates as a member in association of IPSF and welcomes them to the federation. Do we have a video or they are online? Okay, we are going to present a video.
Hello everyone.
Can we have the video on screen? Oh, thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Ishak and I am the president of the GPSA UAE, the G and Gulf Military University Pharmacy Student Association. I'd like to begin by thanking IPSF for this opportunity that GPSA UAE is given to become a candidate member during this World Congress. The PPT for our presentation has been shared previously. It includes our structure, but for people or those that don't remember, our structure contains first the Secretary General, which has the President, myself, and our Secretary General. We have a Treasurer. We also have our internal relations and external relations. We have our projects officer. We also have a student exchange officer, which has been incorporated into our structure. And finally, there is also the contact person, which is an important role of IPSF, which has been incorporated also inside the structure of the GPSA UAE. Besides that, GPSA is an association that was established in September 2021 in the College of Pharmacy of Gulf Medical University. Our association, over the span of 6 months, accomplished 8 activities that fell under the scope of professional education, professional development, and public health. Those three core foundations for our association allowed us to organize activities that benefited all of our members. The main reason why GPSA UAE is there to join IPSF is due to its international nature, to the opportunities that are available to network, and to the wide range of activities that are available and that will benefit all our members in building their professional identity. Once more, I'd like to thank the board members and the IPSF 68th General Assembly for this opportunity that we're given. We're looking forward to joining IPSF today. Thank you very much.
Can I have confirmation? We have GPSA online. They are not. Switzerland.
Valentine Asep Switzerland. First of all, thank you very much for your presentation. We saw that there is already a member association from the United Arab Emirates, so the DPCSU, and we wanted to ask what is your contact with them? Are you in collaboration, or is there any communication between the two of you? Thanks.
Thank you for the question. Can the representatives answer the question?
Thank you for your question. So basically, when it comes to DPTSU, we haven't like had any contact with them, as that association, as far as we know, has only had activities within Dubai and hasn't like extended like any like collaboration with GPSA or like with other like colleges of the UAE. When it comes to GPSA, us this first year, like we focused on establishing a solid foundation, so we didn't extend any invitation to other association or other colleges of pharmacy during our first mandate. But when it comes to like the following mandate and the years onwards, we're planning on extending our hands to other associations and collaborating with them. Since like us, we are in Ajman, which is more like towards the northern part. So we wanted to first I'd say bridge with
10 seconds.
with the colleges of pharmacy that are first in Ajman and in the north. Yes.
Okay. Then 1 minute is over. Thank you for your answer. Now we have on the list LPSA Lebanon.
Maria Onsi, LPSA Lebanon. Thank you so much for your presentation. My question is, taking into consideration that in the UAE there is a member organization which is DPCSU. Okay. Maria Onsi, LPSA Lebanon. So, take into consideration that in the UAE there is a member organization which is DPCSU, Dubai. Why didn't you try to be part of this association and expand the representation of IPSF through one organization since you only represent 50 students? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can the representative answer the question?
As far as we know, and as far as our advisor told us, the DPCSU was mainly like focused on like activities within their own college. No activities were performed that we know of that extended like their hands to other colleges of pharmacy in Dubai or like in UAE. So like this is what we're trying to do by establishing our own association where we'll be organizing activities with other colleges, other like universities in UAE. As we know, there are like eight colleges of pharmacy in UAE, and so far like there have been like no collaborations or like no activities that like invited all those colleges to join and to like interact and network in between them. So this is the problem that we thought we'd be solving by initiating our associations ourselves and then eventually like collaborating with the PCSU and other colleges of pharmacy throughout UAE.
Thank you for the answer.
I hope that answered your question.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list KPSA Iraq.
Saba, KPSA Iraq, I would like to ask a question regarding your structure. So, why did you decide to put advisory board in the same level of decision making at the executive committee? Usually, the advisory board should be in a higher position than the executive committee in order to oversee the entire organizational process. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can GPSA answer?
Okay, thank you for your question. So basically, our advisory board is not on the same level as our executive committee. And the thing is that since our association is linked to our university, since it was created there, there's a policy that requires like any association that's created there to have like an advisory board where there will be a faculty member. So us, we were lucky that our faculty member that was selected to be our on our advisory board is an old member of IPSF, of the IPSF like Emir office. So like he was able to like help us and like guide us throughout like all the procedure, and he was the one who introduced IPSF to us. So that's the main reason why why the advisory board is there. They're just there to give us advice and help us implement activities within our college and other activities within hospitals that we have access to. And they have like low
10
voting right. They're
seconds.
just there, as I said previously, to just give a consultant role. Yeah.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Thank you for your answer. Next, we have a direct from KPSA Iraq.
Saba from KPSA Iraq. So you are mentioning that the advisory board is not in the same level as executive committee, but in the presentation that you like put it on the drive, it is the structure is like that. There's executive committee, and after executive committee, there's advisory board. So right now, advisory board is in the same level as executive committee, or what? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can GPSA answer?
Also like there was like a problem when like I was like preparing the slide with the structure of like our executive committee because the contact person also there was not no place like to put it like up on the same level as the executive committee. So like that's why like that's like the contact person role is present there, and under now like under the executive committee we have our advisory board and we have our other like partners, and finally we have like the final structure that's like downstairs with like all the different members, the types of memberships. I mean,
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list Czech Republic.
I hope that answered your question.
Dom- Dom- Dominica is PSA Czech Republic. From your official documents, we understood that you have two types of membership, so full members who pay and associate members who don't. So we will need to ask, like, will IPSF activities be available for everyone or just the full members? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can GPSA answer? Could you please repeat the question? She didn't hear.
That they have a membership where they pay and membership when they don't. So when you wanted to know if IPS will be available for everyone or only those who pay.
Yes. So when it comes to the type of membership, when it comes to full membership, which is the paid membership, those members they have access to like a tracking program that we've established is where basically we're tracking the progress and like the implication and the activity of like each of those members. So they receive certificates, they receive and they're able to become part of the executive committee or during like the general assembly we're organizing. So those members have like a few privileges, but when it comes to like the non-paid members, they have access to all the activities that we organize, but we're not tracking their activities or like giving them certificates, but they will of course have access to like IPSF activities through us. But we won't be, as I said, like tracking their progress, tracking their activity, tracking their engagement or their involvement. Hope that answered your question.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list is Slovenia.
Nusha from SSFD Slovenia. In your application in financing the membership fee, we saw that you will pay it by with annual membership fees that your members pay. So we would like to ask if you have any additional sponsorships or if you plan on getting some.
Thank you for the question. Can GPSA answer?
So for like all our members that were members during like the previous mandate have like renewed their wishes to become members like during like the next mandate too. So we have like secure funding for also like paying the membership fees for next year too. In the case we weren't able to find like funding and all that, we have the university that is also like backing us, and they like so like they would cover like any of the fees or the difference if we weren't able to pay the membership ourselves. But we're highly confident that we'll be able to pay the membership fees like every year onwards. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list ASEP Algeria.
صهيب قناة أسبا Algeria. Can you hear me clearly? Louder. Sohaib Qarat Aspa Algeria. First of all, thank you for your application and for your documentation. I wanted to ask you about a certain part you mentioned in your presentation called Our Future Partners. I would like to know these partners are like an objective to have as partners, or did you already contact them and have official relations with them? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can GPSA answer?
So currently, our two main partners are the Student Happiness Center from our university and another association called IVPN, which is basically a network of professionals when it comes to the how do you say it in English? Parental nutrition. Yeah. So basically, it's just like a network of like professionals that we have like ties with. A lot of the members of GPSA are also members of that other association, which has like basically helped us build our professional identity. So like those are the solid partnerships we have right now, and we don't have like for now other like partners yet.
Thank you.
Hope
Thank you
that
for
answered your question.
thank you for the answer. We have a procedural motion by APHASB. Could you please rise your procedural motion?
Grant Smith, APHASP. I move to close discussion.
Seconded by AFOP Austria. We'll proceed to voting procedure. Those who are against this motion. Okay, seeing none, motions carried unanimously. We can move to the next application. And thank you so much for GPSA for the application and the presentation. Well, we have next motion, motion 19. This the 68 IPSF General Assembly accepts MSA SPSA Egypt as a member in association of IPSF and welcomes them to the Federation. We have representatives from MSA here in the room. There are representatives, or there is a video, or they are online. You can go. You can come here. Okay, you have 5 minutes for your presentation.
Good afternoon. I'm Hadi Gamal, the president of MSA SPSA. First of all, MSA SPSA is the MSA Scientific Pharmaceutical Students Association. It's a part of the. We're trying to. This is actually the old one. This is the old one. This is not the presentation.
Do we have the other presentation?
with motion green cards. If you can hear me. Okay. Basically, it's a non-governmental and non-profit organization representing pharmacy students and graduates within 4 years of graduation. It was just created this year. We look forward to engaging pharmacy students from MSA University in Egypt, strengthening the role of pharmacy students in society, disseminating medical information, correcting misinformation, improving the level of knowledge and volunteering of pharmacy students in society. Next. Our vision at a global level, we look forward to engaging MSA pharmacy students in the International Pharmaceutical Students Federation and contribute to different causes globally. And at local level, we look forward to engaging pharmacy students from MSA University in Egypt, strengthening the role of pharmacy students in society, disseminating medical information and correcting misinformation, and improving the level of knowledge and voluntary work in our society. Next. Our goals is that we work on promoting the role of pharmacists in the society, increasing its knowledge and culture of medical matters, also its involvement in society to disseminate correct medical information and correct misinformation. We also work on disseminating and exchanging cultures through the student exchange program. We work on providing an enjoyable work environment
for our members, as a safe haven from the pharmacy students, for pharmacy students from the stress of studying. We work on helping our community by raising awareness and organizing charitable events to causes that match our vision. Next. These are the core values of our association, which is first of all fun. We try to have fun as much as possible and make the stress of studying much less. Discipline, which is how we do things in our association, because that's the only way to do things the right way and go far. Teamwork, as we can together achieve so much more and do much more. Okay. Challenge, so we can always improve. And I'm third, that our vision comes first, our colleagues at the associations come second, and that the member comes third. Next. This is the composition of the executive board. As you can see, like, there's nothing to explain here. Next. This year we were expected to recruit from like 30 to 50 members, but currently we have recruited this number only from the two executives from this number, as trainers, coordinators, and executive members. So basically this number is for like what you might say, more high-ranking members, because we had a situation for recruiting members in our university, as I can explain in the discussion if someone wants to ask about it. Next. The participation fees payment method, we have collected the payment from our members, but actually the university, after we have paid and after we have participated in the Congress, our university would pay back the membership fees for us, but we have to pay first and get them an invoice of the payment. Next. Activities and opportunities provided. We provide trainings in different fields for our members. We provide also, we participate in World Health Day programs by raising awareness online and offline. Next. We do awareness campaigns and community activities throughout the year, and educational lectures according to the needs of our members. Next. Who's funding the association? There is no funding entity yet for our association, but okay, we collect membership fees that help us throughout the year, and we also have what the OSGA department in our university, which has a sort of a joint account that has a hefty donation each year from the university that helps support all the student activities throughout the year. So basically, they provide us with all the materials needed throughout the year. And we are working to get right now sponsorship, and we already have potential sponsorship. Next. Next. We're trying to join IPSF to provide our students with IPSF opportunities to compete on an international level, to join the CEP program and represent Egypt, to make a difference on an international scale, and to get guidance and knowledge on how to achieve our vision. Next.
I would like to address this General Assembly if you're comfortable to giving. I would like to address this General Assembly if you feel comfortable to give the applicant 3 more minutes to finish his presentation. Okay, seeing majority green, we are going to give you 3 more minutes to finish.
Okay, next. These are the past events. We organized 2 charitable events where we had a visit for 57357 hospital visit, which is a cancer treatment hospital for children. And also we organized for a congregate care visit for Ahmad Raghib congregate care, and we provided the congregate care with all the supplies needed for the month by raising funds. Next. We also did some awareness campaigns online about hepatitis and mental health awareness, and they had a great engagement. Next. We started an educational program where we started about media training and personal skills. And we started it with the foundations of creative thinking. And we next, and we recruited 4 trainers for this program. All of them are graduates, and they have extensive experience in media training and soft skills, and they will continue for the rest of the program throughout the year. Next. As for the SEP program, we are looking to join the SEP program, and we are going to do our best to represent our country. And we have the resources and the experience actually to apply SEP in our university. As I was once I was a SEPer before, and I have a lots of experience, and I have also members that have lots of experience in hosting. Next. As for official delegate participation, me myself as the founder of the association, I will always participate in IPSF events. We also have lots and lots of executive boards that can participate in IPSF events. Also, we have the full support of our university for participating in such events, and it will depend also on our activity each year and our achievements of how we can participate in such events. Next. Thank you. Any questions?
So thank you, MSA, for your presentation. Now I open the floor for discussion. If you want to say something, ask something, please register yourself on the system. Oh, we are going to start with PPSF Palestine.
Hello Ridwan, PPSF Palestine. My question is, Hello Ridwan, PPSF Palestine. My question is, how is your relation with the full
Is the volume good in
test?
the box?
Test.
Can we check
Hello.
in the box if the volume is good?
Test. 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 Okay. Hello Ridwan, PPSF Palestine. So my question is, how is your relation with the National Federation of Egypt, IPSF, and why you wanted to be separated of the National Federation? Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer the question?
Well, first of all, me myself, I was a part of EPSF for nearly 5 years, and we also have EPSF MSA in our university. But actually, I tried like for many years that this association was not like EPSF MSA was not fulfilling the needs in our university because not because EPSF has a problem, but because the agenda of EPSF is not like it doesn't work coherently with our system in our university. Like we have a very specific system and specific regulations that does not match the EPSF agenda, and I cannot like it's a big situation, so I cannot really answer this in like 1 minute. But we need a more tailored approach in order to fulfill these needs in our university.
Thank you for the question. Next, we have on the list, we have a direct from ASEP Switzerland.
Valentine, ASEP Switzerland. First of all, thank you very much for your presentation. Regarding the relationship with EPSF, you mentioned that your university supports your association. Does that mean that your university only supports your member as your association or EPSF as well? Thanks.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer?
The university is supportive of both of us in a very like a very big way, but our university has very specific needs. For example, they like international exposure and they need international exposure. And for example, that's why there is other organizations other than my organization and EPSF that have international exposure that dominate the scene in our university because of their international exposure, and also because a situation in local associations in EPSF that they cannot approach sponsorships that already have been sponsored by the national association. So basically, our university also needs sponsorship or appreciate associations that provide sponsorship. That's why we did this, so we can approach sponsorship as a sole association without the supervision of EPSF. That
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have a direct from PPSA Palestine.
Hello, Ridwan, PPSF Palestine. Just a clarification. All MSA SPSA members can be a member of APSF at the same time? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can MSA answer?
of course one can participate in whatever association they want to participate in, but our current regulations that for board members they cannot participate at two associations at the same time, because they would have a conflict of interest, because we are at the end we are competitive in the same university. But for members, they can join whatever association they want to join and be at multiple associations at the same time.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have on the list IPSA Lebanon. Dropped. Next, we have on the list is Slovenia.
Eva Shosisova, Slovenia. First of all, thank you for your presentation. In your application, we can see that you have only 30 members. How do you plan to promote your association to get an additional one?
Thank you for the question. Can MSA answer?
First of all, these are not just members. All of them are trainers, coordinators, and executive board. So basically, they have lots and lots of experience and like lots of skills to apply. Currently, the situation with the members that we weren't allowed to recruit like single members or the normal members, not executive boards, because we started the association after what we call the Student Activities Week in our university, where we have a regulation that you cannot recruit officially students after this week has passed. So basically, they can only participate in our events as attendees, but not as members. So basically, we have been coordinating events. We have been working on everything as an executive, which is the 30 to 50 members that I'm talking about. But we can only start recruiting the number of members in September, this September, at the Student Activities Week in our university.
Thank you for the answer. Next on the list is ASEP Switzerland.
Valentine, ASEP Switzerland, we have a question regarding the manner on how you will be because you mentioned that you would pay first and then it would be reimbursed. Would that mean that now your executive members will pay out of their own pockets as the sponsorships aren't settled yet, but only on interest? Thanks.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer?
This was the agreement that we had with the university as we were applying for the first year. We already have paid the membership fees. So basically, it's have already been paid, and the executive committee, they already have paid the fees. But now the participation fees I'm talking about, and then after this conference, I would give them the invoice of the payment, and they would reimburse me with the money. But this is for just this year. Hopefully, if we join and we have to pay every year the membership, it would be paid directly from the university bank account to the IPSF bank account directly.
Thank you for the answer. We have a direct by BPSA.
Daniel, BPSA UK. Can I just confirm then, is the School of Pharmacy money guaranteed every single year, and what would be your contingency plans for if the School of Pharmacy were not to fund you?
Please, could you please
I'll
lift
start,
up?
yeah. Daniel, BPSA UK. Sorry, yeah. is the money from the School of Pharmacy guaranteed 100%? And if you weren't going to get that money, what is your contingency plan? Because obviously you said you have no sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer?
First of all, when we started collecting the money for paying the membership fees, actually we were paying the membership fees and we weren't expected that the university would offer to pay. So when the university offered to pay, it was something extra. Like all the board members agreed that they would pay this fee. Actually, the fee is not that much. So basically, because we are in a Middle Eastern region, so basically it's not the same as the rest of the world. So basically we can afford to pay the fees. And all of the board members agreed that if they pay this fee, they are not going to get reimbursed, but they actually the university paid to offered to reimburse us, so we wouldn't say no.
Thank you for the answer. Yeah, thank you for the answer. And next on the list, ASEP Algeria.
Sohaib Qarat Aspa Algeria. Can you hear me well or do I need to scream? Okay, so Sohaib Qarat Aspa Algeria. First of all, thank you for your application and your documentation. You mentioned that you have quite the competitive relationship with IPSF, and and you are not the only association on the university. How are you planning to raise fundraisers or have like external collaborations to supplement your treasury or just pay your full membership, knowing that the competition is quite stacked? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer?
Actually, now we have an advantage over EPSF MSA because EPSF MSA cannot approach any sponsorship that already are sponsored or already sponsoring EPSF as a whole association. I can manage to approach all of these all of these entities, and EPSF MSA can't because of the regulations of EPSF. That's why I have the upper hand right now to get all these sponsors to sponsor me in the university, doing events and mega events in the universities and stuff like that, so they can sponsor me, because most of actually these entities wanted to enter our university, but they couldn't because APSF MSA couldn't approach them in the first place.
Thank you for the answer. Next, we have a direct from ASEP Switzerland.
Valentine, as of Switzerland, you mentioned about that you have priority over contacting entities over ESF. Do you have a memorandum of understanding with that underlines that? Thank you. Okay. Do you have a memorandum of understanding with EPSF?
Can you?
Should I repeat? Okay, Valentine as of Switzerland. Sorry, Valentine as of Switzerland. We do not quite understand why you have priority over contacting certain entities compared to EPSF. Is there a memorandum of understanding in place between the two of you to have this written down? Thank you.
Thank Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer?
This we are the only ones to approach sponsorships. We are because EPSF forbids local associations like EPSF MSA from directly approaching sponsorship that they already have had agreements with, because only the national board can deal with sponsorships. For example, if EPSF MSA last year they got sponsorship with whatever pharmaceutical company. Next year, the sponsorship is not with EPSF MSA, it was with EPSF in general. So basically, they cannot approach them directly again because they are a local association. You get that? It's an internal regulation in EPSF. EPSF can explain it better than I ever can because they are the association that made that regulation.
Mustafa Kamel, IPSF Egypt contact person. Thank you, Hadi, for giving the floor.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Now, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. We have a direct from observer.
Okay. Do I have enough folder now? Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay, Mustafa Kamel, APSF Egypt contact person. So what I wanted to discuss the policy or the agreement between EPSF and the EPSF local association. So when EPSF actually approaches a new sponsor, it actually all the associations or the local association actually benefit from that sponsor itself. So there's no need for the local association to actually go talk to the sponsor. It just like it cuts the middle way as an EPSF Egypt is a national entity for representing the pharmacy students. So there's no need for the local association to go directly to that sponsor. It's just having it. Yeah.
Have a clarification by ASEP.
Valentine, ASEP Switzerland. I have a question, or like we didn't understand why or how the local association will profit from that sponsor. Does that mean that EPSF will distribute the money to the local associations, or is it more profit from the activities that they're doing? Thanks.
Thank you for your question. Can the applicant answer? Okay, can we back to the server?
Okay, so there are different types of benefits from the each sponsors that we have, but we're basically talking about the trainings, the internships, the opportunities that the sponsors can offer, from merchandise to all the other activities that a sponsor can offer. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Valentine, ASEP Switzerland. So does that mean that there is no monetary profit there through the sponsorships that EPSF have through the local associations? Thanks.
Yeah, point of order by IPSF Exco.
Sorry. Okay. Executive committee now questions for EPSF Egypt because it involves a member organization under the same country. But do remember that this motion is about the application of MSS SPSA Egypt. So please try to direct your questions as much as possible to the applicant. All right. This is the proceeding of the GA, so please try to have that in mind. If you have any questions, I would suggest to keep them later on for the closed discussion. All right, thank you.
Okay, next we have a diary for clarification by KNPSB.
Franka. Franka, KMP Speed Netherlands. We have a question about your association but you are also going to be a local association, right? So why do you have the opportunity to look for sponsors that other local associations don't? If you are going to be a local association.
Thank you for the question. Can the applicant answer?
Well, you do understand that EPSF, they are like they have been working for like 40 years or something. So basically they have all the sponsorships. They have been sponsoring EPSF for a while now. Like every pharmaceutical company, every sponsor there is, they are sponsoring EPSF. So basically the local associations cannot go approach them directly anymore because they are already a part of the national association. And that's why local associations cannot go directly approach sponsorship, get them to sponsor local events in the university. You get that? So basically we established this new association so we can approach these sponsors that we cannot approach directly before in EPSF as a local association. Now we can approach them directly and they can sponsor local events in the university and give us direct money for this kind of sponsorship. So is it clear for everyone or do I have to explain it again?
Thank you for the answer. Now we have a point of order by IPSF Exco.
Sorry, excuse me. Test, test. Kishan IPSF Exco. This is just a point of order in terms of technical issues. When you are having the mic and you want to the mic is working or not, please do not hit the mic because I believe that will spoil the mic. If you want to test whether you can be heard, just say test, test, 1, 2, 3. Do not hit the mic, please. This goes for everyone, observers, official delegates, and excos. Please do not hit the mic. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have on the list, direct by EPSF Egypt.
Said, EPSF Egypt. Just for clarification regarding the matter of the sponsorship, EPSF Egypt, it's approaching a high number of sponsors and they having a very high reputation among the
So I'm
sponsors.
sorry to but you must have to address a specific question to the
Okay,
candidate.
okay.
Yeah.
Regarding the matter that EPSF local association is not approaching any sponsors because all the money is getting to EPSF Egypt, where they print the material and where they provide everything any local association could need.
This
and
is
they
this. We have a point of order by IPSF Exco.
Once you raise a direct comment and intervention, you need to address a comment either made on the floor or from the applicant. Okay. What you're currently stating is a clarification. So I will kindly ask you to raise a C. Okay? I will delete you from the system, and then if you raise a C, chairperson. Oh yeah. This what you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a point of information. Okay.
Can we have the parliamentary system updated? We have. Okay, we have point of information by EPSF Egypt.
So regarding the part of the external relation or the sponsor, EPSF Egypt is approaching all the sponsors and taking the money and to provide the materials like the flyers, posters, merchandise, and whatever any local association among EPSF Egypt, which are 38 local associations, they are benefiting from the sponsor directly. Other flyers, other posters, other merchandise, other anything. This is the first part regarding the sponsor, and the chance is open for any local association to reach any sponsor regarding from those approached by EPSF. So the way is open for any local association. They can re-approach any entity, anything really apart from that approach by EPSF because they are directly in a relation with EPSF. But others which are not in a relation with EPSF, they have the all local association. They have the time to approach any and take any amount of money from them. Thank you.
Thank you, EPSF. We have a procedural motion by APHASP.
Grant Smith, APHASP USA. I move to end discussion.
Thank you. Yes. Could you please repeat your procedural motion?
Grant Smith, APHASP USA. I move to end discussion.
Okay, seconded by Fairfax Mexico. Point of order by IPSF Exco.
Test. Okay. Sorry. USA, can you please repeat your question clearly and state? Sorry, repeat your statement clearly and please state what is your procedural motion. Yep. Go ahead.
Grant Smith, APHA, ASP USA. I move to close discussion.
Can I just clarify on behalf of USA, your procedural motion to close the current discussion and move on? Thank you. So okay, so that is the procedural.
Seconded by FFRMX Mexico. We'll proceed to voting. Those who are against this motion, okay. We have 2, 4. Those who are for the procedural motion. Okay, let's count. We are going to reap. Yeah, we are going to count. Please raise your voting cards high. Those who are for the motion.
No, no. Those, like chairperson said, only those who are in favor of closing the floor for discussion. Once I pass your floor, just put it down. Okay. You should.
Okay, motion is carried. So now we are going to proceed to close discussion. Thank you so much for the applicant for his presentation. Now we are going to move to close discussion. So please, can I have the live stream off? The recording off, please. Laptops closed.